Welcome to the 2023 Nest Fantasy Football Post-Draft Recap. We'll take a look at each team's roster headed into Week 1. We'll go in order based on Yahoo's super scientific projected standings, which means first up, let's look at Charles's Rambling Mongeese. Last year, they finished a disappointing 9th place, missing the playoffs. The year before that, they finished 8th place. In a bid to stem the bleeding, they cleaned house this offseason, firing everyone from the general manager all the way down to the water boy. The Q next to half the players on this team stands for quality. Pup-R stands for pupper, as in a cute dog. She's a good pupper. If Cooper Kupp is healthy, he and Justin Jefferson, along with Patrick Mahomes, could lead this team far. This team will go as far as the training staff can carry it. Next up is last year's champion, April, and her groovy team. They snuck into the playoffs before going on a magical run. Can they do it again? I hope not. Boo! Boo! When April took Travis Kelce with the 4th overall pick, I was certain she was setting us all up for the Patty Mahomes in the second round. Get your guns up! Pew 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 pew! Alas, she went with Davante Adams instead, and the league was spared another year of her dominance. That said, watch out for Jalen Hurts squatting 500 pounds and pushing this team to win after win again this year. These wide receivers are sneaky good as well. No matter what, everybody, please remember, this team is basically the Patriots. Everybody cheer against them. Do it for America. Projected in 3rd place is a newcomer to the league this year. Drake's winners-only team looks to bring the pain. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Drake got Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow? That's hot. Wow. That combo is going to win a game or two on its own this year. Mark Andrews isn't as good as Travis Kelce, but that's basically like saying Kobe's not as good as Michael Jordan. The rest of this team is solid. There's no real weak links. I think there's a chance Dalvin Cook moves into the starting lineup at some point this year as well. I think he may still have a little something left in the tank. 2021 champion Dr. Ashley Spencer and the Dak Street Boys look to make it 2 championships in 3 years. Keenan Allen has burned me so many times over the years. I'm interested in what Kellen Moore can do for Justin Herbert, but if he can maximize Keenan Allen's talent, watch out. Lamar Jackson, with a real offensive coordinator and some wide receivers for once, will help this team quite a bit. Saquon and Tony Pollard will both be top 10 running backs this year. I'd been debating whether to take Christian Watson for several rounds before Ashley pulled the trigger on him. He's a breakout candidate if Jordan Love proves to be an NFL caliber quarterback. All the way from Hong Kong, Taylor's team, Bruce Lee as my homeboy, slots in as the projected 5th place team. Austin Eckler is basically Marshall Faulk. For you youngsters, that's a Hall of Famer. Along with Derrick Henry and Josh Allen, this team is really solid in the backfield. Their wide receivers could be mid or really good, who knows. Harrison Butker is the first kicker taken, and in the 8th round no less, is an interesting pick. We'll see if it pays off, Cotton. Next up is the Jeff Samuelson and Team Air It Out. Consistently a playoff team, they'll look to take the next step this year. Tyreek Hill, Garrett Wilson, and Devontae Smith are the best wide receiver trio in the league, without a doubt. There's a chance that trio may put up 60 or 70 points in any given week on their own, but they may need it. Pacheco and Dobbins are decent, but not players to count on for week in, week out production. Look for this team to make a move to pick up an extra running back in the first few weeks, as they only drafted 2. Will Mike McCarthy calling plays bring a renaissance for Dak Prescott? Who knows? The other new team owner, Juan and his glorious team have a hill to climb, but they're hungry to make it happen. Stephon Diggs and Bijan Robinson are a couple of very good picks at the top of the draft. T. Higgins and Aaron Jones are right where they should be as number 2 wide receivers and running backs. Drake London is even a good candidate to improve in his second year in the league. But I can't in good conscience support any team that starts Daniel Jones at quarterback. That guy has a punchable face. After missing last season, Jennifer's first and goal returns, looking to improve on the 6th place finish in 2021. First and Goal is the only team in the league with 3,000-yard rushers in their starting lineup, and one of them is the quarterback. 27 rushing touchdowns between Justin Fields, Nick Chubb, and Najee Harris is impossible to ignore. In fact, 6 of the 7 starters had either 1,000 yards rushing or 1,000 yards receiving last year. That's really solid. Also, I really like Justin Fields. I think he's going to take another step forward this year. Going into the draft, my plan was to take him and pair him with DJ Moore, so nice job, Jennifer. Last year's runner-up, Caitlin's crazy team, is projected for a down year, but don't count them out. They were similarly ranked after the draft last year, and you saw how that turned out. Rhamondre Stevenson and Alexander Madison are a couple of sneaky good picks at running back, and that's before we even look at the top of Caitlin's team. A.J. Brown and Amon-Ra St. Brown will be top 10 wide receivers. Trevor Lawrence is poised to be one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league this year. I'm not completely sold on Calvin Ridley, but pairing him with his own quarterback makes him worth a lot more. This is my sleeper team this year. Still recovering from a heartbreaking loss in last year's bid, Heather's sports ball team is projected for a last place finish. Sports go sports! Heather's team is solid from top to bottom. She has the deepest running back position in the league with Run CMC, Josh Jacobs, and Joe Mixon. Yet somehow she didn't miss out on quality wide receivers with Amari Cooper, DJ Moore, and Brandon Cooks as well. Finally, I think everybody is interested to see what happens to Justin Herbert with Kellen Moore becoming the offensive coordinator for the Chargers. Will he be an MVP? Will he only throw passes to a tight end who's 6 yards downfield and standing still? I can't wait to find out. This video is already super long, but let's go ahead and make some predictions about Week 1's games. Give me Caitlin to beat Charles because I'll have players that aren't ready to go Week 1. I'll take Taylor over April because we all need this. Give me Jeff over Juan. Dak doesn't lose to Daniel Jones. I'll take Heather over Jennifer because I think Justin Fields has a good day and I think DJ Moore cancels enough of it out that she still gets the win. And finally, I'll take Ashley to beat Drake. Lamar Jackson, Tony Pollard, and Saquon will probably combine for over 350 yards rushing and 4 rushing touchdowns.